Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Orange County, season 17, episode 17, which is the reunion part 1. And you know, I really feel that they could have wrapped this reunion up in one part. It looks like part 2 is just going to be a continuation of Take Down Heather, which is, not working very well. But anyway, hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So at the top of the show, when the ladies were getting ready and Shannon was coming out of her trailer, did anybody hear somebody said Shannon looks like a drag queen? I thought that was quite rude. Shannon's outfit was my least favorite, but I did think that that was rude. She was wearing a lot of hair, so maybe that's what they meant. I have no idea. I did think that at the very top of the reunion, Shannon and Tamara acting as if they have the best relationship ever. They're so close. They've made up. Get the hell out of here. The fact that even at this reunion, Shannon was able to sit there after seeing the entire season and seeing Tamara's behavior, she sat there and acted as if her and Tamara are the best of friends. She's still thinking that Tamara is this good person who cares about her. Tamara will throw her under the bus, pick her up, dust her off, and throw her back down to the ground so the bus can run over her again. I don't understand why Shannon acts this way. Maybe she's drunk. I don't know. Heather says that she felt sad coming into this reunion, and I agree with her 100%. I would feel sad coming into the reunion as well. That's probably why she wore black from head to toe, is because she realizes that these ladies are absolutely jealous. These women are so envious of her. They keep making these comments that she thinks she's better than them. I don't think that she thinks she's better than them. I think that they think she's better than them, and that is why they treat her this way. I am so sick of them. And for Tamara to say that she didn't come into the season to try to take Heather down. She didn't come into the season to try to stop Heather's friendships with other people. Tamara, girl, bye. Heather says, honey, listen, she's watched all the episodes this season and you didn't have not one episode where you didn't say anything that was nasty, rude, and unkind about that woman. Come on now. Tamara, you're full of shit, and Heather is not here for it. She can see right through you. Now, I can tell you guys that I went into this season feeling totally different about all of these women. When I went into this season, I started out the season being crazy about Shannon Beador. By the end of this season and the reunion, I'm really tired of Shannon. I don't think that Shannon is thinking clearly about anything, and I think most of the time she's not thinking clearly because she's drunk. I do believe that she has an alcohol problem, and this is just my opinion, and I think that she needs to spend some time in rehab, and I think she needs to get out of rehab and continue to take some classes, work her way through the 12 steps, and to get herself a sober sponsor. She is not functioning on all cylinders, and it is pretty damn bad. I also went in this season feeling a little lukewarm about Heather. Sometimes I absolutely can't stand Heather. Other times I love her a lot. This season I went into it thinking, I'm on the fence with Heather, but I'm Team Heather 1000% now. At the top of the season, I could not stand Gina, did not like Gina. Every season previously, I did not like Gina. By reunion time, Team Gina. Emily, do not like her. Kind of liked her the first 2 or 3 episodes of the season, and then it fell off. Emily, I think, is a waste of time and space. I think that her and Gina should be off the show the next season. I'm sick of it. Tamara can go. She really can. I would rather them bring back Alexis and Gretchen. I think that Tamara should have been a grown-up and just admitted it. She came back to the show. She wanted to stay on the show. She wants to make sure that she gets an orange for next season. She also wanted to increase the ratings so that it looks like she's so important, and she was trying to produce. Just admit that you came in here with an agenda. Your agenda was to take the crown from Heather and to make Jen look like a piece of shit. That is what your agenda was, and you might as well just come out and say it. At some point in this reunion, which by the way, you guys, I'm going to be all over the place. These people was wrecking my nerves. But anyway, at some point in the reunion, I was screaming at the TV for Emily to shut the hell up. Okay, Emily, you didn't have any storyline. You didn't have a lot going on this season. So it seems to me that she might be a little bit worried about her orange for next season, because she found it her business to jump into the middle of everyone's conversation. She needed to explain everybody what they were saying, what they were trying to say. Shut the hell up. Nobody needs you to jump in and explain a damn thing. And then when they went through the whole Emily's not a licensed attorney and all of this stuff, what the hell? What the hell? She was so pissed off at Heather for not defending her, but why would Heather defend you? You have drug Heather all season. You have talked about her not having a sense of humor. You have talked about her being too bougie. You have talked about her feeling that she's more important than everybody else. You have drugged the shit out of her all season, but you wanted her to stand up and support and back you up. And when Tamara said that you weren't a real lawyer, you were a party planner, I don't think so, damn it. I don't think so. Because if I was Heather, I wouldn't have defended you. Not one damn time. Because when was the last time you defended Heather? And then she's going to get all upset talking about Heather is always isolating herself. Really? I think that she would, considering that all of you are always trying to find something to fault her for. You're pissed off at her if she says something. You're pissed off at her if she doesn't say anything. So why would she not feel isolated? Emily, please. Remove yourself from this damn show. Now, honey, I don't know who made this. I don't know who put this out here, but I thought that was rude. But Snuffleupagus is cute, even though we all know, I don't care what Heather says. As much as I like her, I know that she was being extremely shady when she said that Emily was Snuffleupagus. You know, to me, it just seems that Emily is obsessed. You know what I mean? She's completely obsessed. She has tried to find a reason not to like Heather. That's just my opinion. Then Tamara tries to say something about the reason she had an attitude with Heather is because she thought that Heather had said something about her on her podcast. And then she also thought that Heather had called Andy Cohen and said something about her. Heather said, listen, I get about 5 minutes on the phone with Andy Cohen, and you best believe I'm not talking about you in that 5 minutes. And Andy verified it. He says she doesn't call me to talk about you. You know, Tamara probably, when she gets her for 3 to 5 minutes to talk to Andy, I bet her entire conversation is about other housewives. Everybody's not like you, Tamara. Thank God. Gina brings up the comment that Tamara made when she said that Tamara should have never said that Jen destroyed her family, because that's not true. Tamara gives this apology, but that's a bunch of bullshit. It really is. I appreciate Gina for bringing it up, but come on now. Andy says that they also invited Ryan to the show, but Ryan declined. And Heather says, who could blame him? And that's the truth. Who could blame him? You guys have ripped that man to shreds all season. I think he's a piece of shit, and I think that Jen deserves more, but it's true. You know, Jen says that he didn't come because he says that it looks weird as a man for him to get on here and scream and fuss and fight with a woman, and he doesn't think it's a good idea to, you know, scream and yell at women. And I agree, and I thank you for that. You don't want to be Peter. Anyway, I appreciate that. I don't think he needed to come, and I don't think he needed to be a part of this back and forth with Tamara. Andy asked her, does she think that Ryan really will propose anytime soon? And before she can even get a chance to answer, here goes Emily jumping in. I said, you know what, Emily, what's going on with you and Shane? Now that, you know, after the 7th time he passed the bar, what is happening over there at your house? You know, get the hell out of here. She jumps in and says, well, do you think that he's really thinking about proposing to you, or was he just doing that for the show? That is not your damn business, rude woman. Emily is sitting up here acting as if she cares about Jen. She don't give two shits. She's trying to hold on to her orange. Jen says that they talk about their relationship all the time, and she truly does think that he is going to propose to her. But the thing is, Jen, why would you want him to propose to you? Even when they showed the flashback scene of him ring shopping, his friend said he was a gigolo. The man is a gigolo. And Andy said, well, even if he does marry you, you know, he does like married women. I mean, it was a joke, but it wasn't. Speaking of jokes, but wasn't, did anybody see on Watch What Happens Live when the Shady Shark had the question out of all of Heather's housewives, whose house would get the least? And then Andy was shady and rude as hell and said, Gina.
I'm not doing that. That's so mean.
I mean, I think it's probably Gina.
I'm glad you said it.
Well, I think she has a casita, right?
Okay, Andy, here's what I have to say about that. There are 6 cast members in this franchise, and 4 of them are homeowners, not 6. I am one of them. In addition, I am the only cast member to own my home by myself without a husband, and I am 10 to 20 years younger than all my other castmates. So maybe we don't paint this picture like I'm dragging behind the herd, because I'm not. That was unkind, Mr. Cohen.
Honey, now listen. Gina did the best she could telling her boss off, but I thought that was rude as hell. And I agree with Gina 100%. Majority of those women, they have those homes with their husbands who also have good jobs. 2, some of those women don't even own their damn homes. 3, Gina was a single mom. She is not making as much money as the rest of them, and I thought that was really nasty. Andy Cohen definitely owes this woman an apology. Jen thinks that Ryan really loves her. You know, they go through some of the things that have been happening in their relationship because Tamara is so damn nasty. You know, she brings receipts, these text messages, and when she pulled those text messages out, did anybody see the look on Heather's face? Heather's face just looked as if she was completely disgusted, as if Tamara was pure trash. And you know what? I was disgusted too. You didn't have to do that. Jen is sticking 10 toes down. You know, that's her man and she's standing by him. However, I wouldn't be bothered with Ryan. You know, I think that she's holding on to Ryan because she ended her marriage for this man. And I think that she would be extremely embarrassed to be, you know, in front of Will and the rest of her family saying, I made a mistake. This man is garbage. You know, she wants everybody to know that she wasn't having the sex out in the car with Ryan. They were just having an emotional affair, not a real sexual affair, which I don't buy. I think that she was having the sex. I really do. Tamara looks at her as if to say she doesn't buy it. She said that her, Ryan, and Eddie and some other people were out in the Cabo, and Ryan told them about their affair. And I guess he wasn't calling it an emotional affair. You know, at one point, Tamara said they were really shocked because they were friends with Jen and Will. And Gina says, well, whose friend were you? Because you say that you were Jen's friend, but it doesn't seem like it. She was throwing Jen under the bus, and it was terrible. It really was. Emily jumps in and says, you know, well, you've given us so many different stories about this dick pic. And I'm thinking, Emily, what is your husband doing? Why are you so involved? And even Andy said, you know, why are y'all on her so tough? Heather said, why is she being attacked? She was clearly being attacked. You know, at one point she did get busted about lying a little bit. She told 3 different stories about that dick pic. And, you know, Tamara's got a screenshot of the dick pic. And I'm thinking, why do you need it? I think Tamara is so upset because she wanted that sex. She wanted the dick from Ryan, in my opinion. I really love and enjoy Jen of this reunion. Jen of this reunion is sick of the shit. She is tired. She is over it. You know, the text messages with Ryan talking to that girl, I guess she was at a concert in San Diego with Ryan, and Ryan was texting this girl Heather, which I bet you 9 times out of 10 that girl Heather will be back season 18. Anyway, he was texting this girl Heather talking about if he wasn't on his way home from San Diego, he would tell her to meet him at his house naked. I mean, this dude was really cheating on Jen, and you can tell that she knows, and she just acts like, you know, she don't know shit. That was just the one time they had a little sex and they were on a break for 2 weeks, and, you know, he loves me. Girl, bye. Ryan is a piece of shit, but I appreciate that she stuck up for herself.
I said you're a shitty friend, and you are.
You're a shitty person.
You're a piece of shit of a friend.
Fuck off. You're the piece of shit, you cheater.
You're a fucking cheater too.
Oh, am I?
So
I've been
welcome to
together
your
with
own
my
fucking
husband
club,
for
Tamara.
13 years. So where am I cheating, bitch?
When you met Eddie, you were with Simon.
I left
You're
my
the
husband.
one.
Honey, listen, when Jen told Tamara to go F herself, everybody gagged, including Andy, and I was here for it. But I loved it the most when she said that Tamra was also a cheater. And I have brought that up on a couple of my videos this season. Tamra absolutely cheated on Simon with Eddie. Now remember, when Simon, in 2010, Simon did an interview with Radar Online, and he said, my wife told me that she was in Los Angeles. I ran into her in Las Vegas with my friend Eddie, our mutual friend. I come to find out they have been with each other. I guess this has been going on since December. Not only did she cheat with her ex-boyfriend, but now with Eddie. What a piece of shit. He goes on to say, I walked in, I saw Tamra with my friend Eddie Judge. I saw them holding hands and acting like a couple. As soon as Tamra saw me, she let go of his hand and walked away. I went up to Eddie and asked him if he was effing my wife. He didn't say a word. Okay, so Tamra still wants us to believe that she wasn't having the sex with Eddie. What was you doing hanging out with this dude in Las Vegas? You cheater, you ass. Anyway. Moving on. After all of this arguing back and forth, Tamra gives Jen this little apology, and I appreciate Jen saying we're just going to agree to disagree. Tamra is a liar. She is not sorry. She's only saying that because you have cussed her ass out and brought up that she was a cheater, and now all of a sudden she wants to apologize. Jen, your best thing for you to do is to pay her dust, ignore her, and don't tell her anything else about your family business. So then they asked Shannon about her support for Jen, and she tries to act as if she had been completely supportive. No, ma'am. Emily, Tamra, and Gina bust her out completely.
This is after you're at the pool party saying, can we dig up more?
I know, that's the part.
I wasn't saying
you
dig up
did
more.
say that, Shannon.
I said there's
I was
a lot.
standing right there,
Okay,
and
you
I
know
heard
what?
you.
There's-
You keep acting like you're the hero,
I am
and
not
you're the
acting-
only person
okay,
up here
I-
who cares about
you know what?
Jen, and that's
I-
bullshit. You
again-
wanted to dig. You were like, it's so juicy. We got to talk about it. We got to get it on camera. We got to
didn't
get it
say
on.
that.
Yes,
Yes,
you
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Did she
I
say
didn't say
that?
that.
Yes,
I
she
did not say
did.
that.
They said that Shannon was all over the story, that off camera she was trying to dig and find out as much information as she can find, talking about you have to bring it on camera, you have to bring it on camera, and she tried to lie and say that she never said any of that. I think that Shannon is absolutely lying. I believe it, and the reason I believe it is because she wants to take any light off of her and John Jansen, so she would definitely want to bring up somebody else's relationship, the same way that she brought up that Travis, Gina's boyfriend, had a tiny penis. That's what she was doing, trying to divert the attention from her and that raggedy relationship on somebody else. Nobody is buying it, Shannon storms Bador. Then when Taylor struts her butt out on stage, Heather turns to Gina and she says that they've been coming for her on social media, on the blogs, and on Watch What Happens Live. And that is true. Every time that I have seen Taylor on Watch What Happens Live, that woman is forever tearing Heather down. For what reason, I don't know. After that last episode, the way she was screaming that she's got rich friends, she's got friends richer than Heather, you can see right there that the green-eyed monster is shining. Taylor has no money compared to the money that Heather has, and she is jealous, in my opinion. And I think she could also be upset that Heather has the means to actually go over to the Beverly Hills Housewives. That's what I think it is. I have no idea. However, at some point, Heather does mention to her her behavior on social media, and Heather calls her a co-worker. I said, oh shit. Heather is not even about to pretend that y'all friends. She says as a co-worker, she would appreciate it if you would cut it out, and I'm paraphrasing, on that social media bashing of her. And she says, well, I would love it if we could just take some time to, talk about it. We can go over it. She says, check your archives. So in other words, she has zero time for you unless they're giving her a check. She's not going to go through your social media post. Pull it up. Okay, Heather. We did find out that poor Terry had a stroke and reacted oddly afterwards. He didn't want to go to the hospital, so her and Terry had to, chase each other through the streets of LA in black Ubers trying to get him to the hospital. Thank God she was able to get him checked out and he's doing well. I'm sorry to hear that about Terry, but I am happy to hear that he's doing better. Taylor wanted to come right out the bat and let Heather know that the role that she was going to be cast for in that movie was cast by a real big actor, is what she said. A real big actor. I said, so in other words, you're saying Heather ain't shit and you guys are all right. Go ahead and say that then. Taylor was upset that when she told Heather that the movie was in Oklahoma, Heather made this comment and says, where is Oklahoma? And Heather says, well, I'm not Magellan. You know what I mean? I thought that was hilarious. First of all, Emily says that Heather doesn't have a sense of humor. Emily, fuck off. Heather has a sense of humor. You just don't have any maturity. That's the problem. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious. I'm pretty sure that Heather knows exactly where Oklahoma was, and it was a bit of a joke. Heather then again apologizes to Taylor for making her feel that she was patronizing her and not taking her serious. You know, Heather has apologized to Taylor 4 times now. How many apologies is it gonna take? Girl, go the fuck on. You know what I mean? No more apologies. Now, when Andy called Tamara out for making that 1900s comment about Heather's IMDb, you know, she couldn't own it. That's the problem. She wants to be Lisa Rinna, but she doesn't want to own it. Okay, you're going to have to own it. You were laughing, you were joking, you were making fun of her. It wasn't just that you accidentally said 1900s. Say that. You were making fun of her accomplishments, which her IMDb is a lot longer than yours, ma'am. I'm just saying. And then I appreciate Taylor calling her out. She said, you know, Tamara, you ran in that bathroom after me and Heather had finally made up, and you completely turned it around. You went in there and then you turned it around on me and made it seem like Taylor was the one who was shit talking her career, which caused them to have a bigger disturbance. Tamara said, I was just trying to comfort her. You know exactly what you were doing. You were stirring the pot, producing again, trying to make a bigger scene. And then in that scene, you know, Heather ripped Taylor a totally new ass. Heather was pissed. All of these girls' insecurities really blow up when Heather is around. And that's not Heather's problem. That's something that you guys need to work on. Seriously. That comment still bothers me when Emily tries to make it seem like Heather can't take a joke. It's not jokes just because you laugh. You know, after you say something negative or nasty or throw a jab at somebody and then you smile and laugh, that doesn't make it funny. It doesn't make it a joke. Just like when she said you were snuffleupagus. You know, she smiled and laughed then, but you didn't appreciate it. You couldn't take that joke. Get over yourself. Emily, when you were at Heather's events, you were extremely rude and offensive. Just downright childish at a full-fledged business event. And you're a grown-ass woman who passed the bar not once but twice. Grow the hell up. I loved it when Heather told Tamara, she said, so you're just going to say whatever you want to say about me. She said, but how about if I would have said, hey, you guys only had your business for 9 years. You're sure not any Equinox. How much money did you lose? And Tamara tried to say, oh, I wouldn't be upset by that at all. Give me a break. That's a damn lie. If Tamara would have made a comment about Cut Fitness not being a real quality gym and you were only there for 9 years, Tamara would have tried to rip every strand of hair out of Heather's scalp. Get out of here, acting as if she would have just waved it off. And just for the record, okay, Taylor is supportive of women. Okay, she works for charity. Heather told her, if you really don't want to be called an anti-female, then don't put other women's careers down. That's the truth. Now, honey, listen, before they could get to the end of the episode with Gina and Shannon, Bravo put up 2 different posts. They first wanted to let us know that the show was filmed prior to Shannon's DUI. Then they wanted to give people information in case they have an issue with drinking. Now, honey, listen, I went out and somebody had reminded me of this.
You drunk? Let's talk about how your daughter called me at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you know it.
One night when I
and you're drinking and driving and like hanging out with guys.
I'm tired of every single season people trying to paint me out to be a drunk.
Now, honey, now listen, this has been going on since 2019. It is 2023, very close to 2024. Shannon needs help, and Bravo knows that. I think that the way they put Dorinda on pause, they need to pause Shannon Storms Bedore.
Well, I was told.
What
I
are my
was told
children's
otherwise.
names?
Sienna. And now I'm like blanking.
Never talk about my children again, Shannon. I've known you for 6 years. You don't even know my kids' names.
Of course I do.
And you're going to drop a bomb about CPS. It is completely inaccurate. It is so inappropriate.
if
you
you
are
had-
so out of bounds right here, Shannon.
Okay,
you were
keep
so
shaking.
wrong. And for you to have anything right now other than I'm sorry for my behavior, you
was
are
it an
going
unkind
low.
thing that I said about CPS? Yes,
You should have never said it.
Okay,
You're worried about everybody talking about the things that you're talking about your own relationship.
I am not making
you
up
can
shit
make
about
up
your
things
relationship.
about circumstances from the past regarding my children. My children!
Oh, keep screaming, Gina.
I will, Shannon. I will scream as much as I want. This is not right, what you're doing here. And I knew you were going to do this because this is who you are.
Well, listen. First of all, the drunk driving. You've seen in the clip the flashback with Kelly. Seems that she says that Shannon was drunk driving. This is not new for Shannon. I think that Gina ate her alive. Gina roasted the shit out of her. And all the rest of the cast, they were in agreement. They realized that Shannon is absolutely wrong. Instead of Shannon coming there and saying, Gina, I had no business bringing up your children. I had no business bringing up the DUI. She couldn't just say, I am sorry. So Gina had to let her have it. Andy said, you told us on the last reunion that you weren't going to bring this up again. And he says, why did you bring it up? And she said, I didn't realize I did. I was drunk. I said, that's the normal thing though. You always use that as your excuse. You were drunk. You don't realize you need help? This is ridiculous. And then for her to have a list of all the nice things that she's done for Gina and ready to list them all. I said, who does that shit? So you did something nice for her and now all of a sudden you want to weaponize it? I have always been taught that as a child. My mom taught me, if you do something nice for people, do it out of the kindness of your heart and don't bring it up. That's not why you do nice things for people. You do nice things for people to feel good on the inside and to help somebody else, especially when they're down, when they're not having a good day. Do something nice for the next person. Also, she always told me with money, if you lend money to people, lend it out of the kindness of your heart with the thoughts of not getting it back. If you can't afford to not get it back, don't give it out. You know, Gina was right for calling her out. She had no business, none, bringing up the CPS, any of that. All Shannon had to do was say, Gina, I am sorry. She deserved that. Shannon deserved all of that. I do appreciate that Gina and Jennifer have made peace because I was really angry with Gina being all ticked off and treating Jen like trash. Jen didn't have an affair with Matt. Okay, she had an affair with Ryan. Her situation has nothing to do with Gina. So I am glad that Gina and Jen are bonding and working on their friendship. And if Gina is back next season, I hope that we see more friendship developing between her and Jen. Shannon, in my opinion, is down bad. And I'm sick of it. Okay? Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.